Okay, let's check like two simple node settings for water animations and cloud simulations, cloud animations. Just using two textures. One is this, you can use this Musgrave texture to displace the normal position of the of your texture, like normal of your principal texture, and you can like use it to create a very simple watery texture. I think if you add them together, two textures together, it is like more, but like you need to scale them a little bit more down, and then you have like at some point you have like this. You can of course have this, you know, this normal is a kind of bump channel, but you can a little bit exaggerate it by using a vector displacement node. I'm using it here and using this I think for the mid-level. This was 8 for the mid-level. Yeah, like going to this way. This may be too exaggerated. Yeah, but like here, if you find the correct setting, you can really create a watery surface, like a liquid surface, which looks, yeah, which will do your job. Sorry, it was playing. And then you can animate here the property of like Y or X, or slightly rotating it here or here. Then you can have like an okay simulation of water surface. And inside this you can use also the 4D option, which gives you another dimension to rotate things in a loop, or change the, if you just like to move them in the here, you see that they are not changing. But if you also slightly change here, rotate here this fourth dimension, then they will also move, the waves will also move in themselves. So what you can do is of course here put a keyframe, like by putting I or right click on insert keyframe and then animating this value, or simply just go there and, as we did before, you put the frame attribute, which will be super fast. So and this is a rotation, and remember when we have rotations we were using the radians in like this. So like I will zoom a little bit in, use this radians and in brackets frame, this which will turn it to a much slower pace and more harmonious to the speed. So, and this is just like actually a texture animated procedural texture. This is how we create water, and of course you can play also with the color and everything. And then we have the other thing, which is like which is a cloudy surface, and for this we also use a very basic setting. This is like having two noises. I think if even one noise will do the job. So like it will still do the job if you find the correct position. Yeah, it's still there. It's just a noise texture, and again I made it 4D, but I think even 3D would work. Let's check it. Does it work? Yeah, even 3D will work. But like if you have the 4D, again you can change the shapes of the clouds in a nice way. I am in the EV. In EV, this function, this volumetric, I'm using the a texture with a volumetric shader. Volume shaders need to be connected not to surface but to the volume, obviously. We have like 3 of them. Let's use them here. Another one, and let's just like use this. Delete this one and add volume. Principled volume is for both, but we have like volume absorption and volume scatter. It's like similar but different two functions. You can connect that here, and this is like now a volume. And in EV, volumes are calculated very badly, as you can see. There are only, you can only have like you can't have round shapes on everything, so you can only have this cubes or prisms of just like have these 3 dimensions, but they have to be orthogonal. But in cycles you can have like much nicer volumes. And now it is rendering, but you can also change the quality of it here in light paths. You can hear, we can have also 2 more channels. Let's do a little bit more. And so you can see this is like connected to here. Here's this node function. Sorry, this principled volume. And it's the principal thing is like this density. If you have 0 density, it is not more visible. If you have something between like 1 is semi-transparent. Oh, sorry, I have to connect my electricity. Okay, and then you can have here. Yeah, I usually use this for smoke simulations, but for this you can see this. You can have this, and you can also change the color, of course, here. And you have also like an emission color, which you can also change. But I don't have emission strength, so you can. And then it is also radiates energy or light. And you can use this emission part also to drive it if you have like a simulation here, like here. So I used here a texture to drive the emission strength. This would look like this. And this is like too indifferentiated, so you can see here, if I do it a bit more or scale it up, you can see there are things going on, but they are like too much blurry or too much into each other. And if I put a color ramp, then I can differentiate them, and I can just take some parts of this here, and I think you can also distort them into things. But if I have things get started to be exciting, if I have like a second one, then because as you maybe remember, if I would have let's do a copy of it and change make a single copy of it, instead of principled volume I will use principled normal shader, and just to see which colors are working there. So you can see if I do two of them on the surface, they go into each other, into noise textures. So this is one noise texture, and these are 2 noise textures. And if I would a little bit smaller, so here scale up, which is like the number is going down, they look like this. And this was the whole scale of black and white. But if I bring them together, it looks like this. So, and this happens also here inside the volume. So let's do also like this a little bit bigger. So you can see that it starts to get a nice cloudy place. And if I will check, like go with my camera inside, it is also, you can also walk inside of this this cloudy landscape. By the way, it looks like a little bit strange because like my sample rate is very low, so if I would make it a little bit up, maybe 4, it will look much better. This is the reason. And I think with the roughness, if you go out with the roughness down or up, so you can also change the shape of them. And also, if you bring them together, you can also change these shapes. Yeah, this is this detail. Detail, I think, is in this case. Yeah, here. If you go with the detail up, then you can also have this nice, like a cigarette smoke part. And with 4-dimensional V, you can also like animate it. Now it's like very fast, but if I will do also again, like let's use the same. This formal radius frame. Maybe we'll do even slower. Put it here with hash and radius frame, and then it is moving, and you can even do like much slower. So you can see if it will really, if you would render, then it will be really nice animation because it's now running real time on cycles. Which is maybe too much. So this is how you create clouds and smokes without much using your much simulating, just like with using procedural textures and just like little tricks.